Hi there, good afternoon. Not really sure who's going to see this video. My name is John Clements. I'm a professor of computer science at Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo. So the question on the table is, why should high school students take computer science courses? And I think I'm going to broaden it a little bit because I think there's a more fundamental question, which is, should high school students take computer science classes? Well, there's abundant evidence that they should. In particular, if you take a look at computer science curricula, colleges, nationwide across colleges, what you'll see is that the kinds of training that students receive in their first year or two of a computer science education involves many skills that could be delivered probably more effectively at a middle or high school level. So students coming into a mechanical engineering program, let's say, probably have a pretty good background in the kinds of skills that are used in that program, the physics and the math. They're not completely there, but they have had some training. And that is not true of many of the skills that our computer science students have. There is an opinion piece called Reading, Writing, Arithmetic, Programming, which makes the case for programming as being potentially a fundamental skill in middle school and high school. So yes. However, with that said, there are some very serious problems with the way that computing is currently treated in high schools and middle schools. The courses that you get in high schools are likely to have to be badly structured and to be badly taught and to be out of date. There's a lot of debate at nearly every level about what it means to effectively teach programming. And that's because, in many ways, there's a lot of debate about what exactly programming is. And even whether programming is the same as computing. At the college level, we tend to see them as being synonymous. Computer science majors tend to focus a lot on programming, but not everybody agrees with that. Beyond that, let's just focus on programming. It's the only thing I'm qualified to talk about. So, focusing on programming, I would say that most computer science courses, programming courses in high schools, follow what I consider to be fairly out-of-date notions of programming, both in terms of the tools and skills that they use and in terms of their methodology. I think that at nearly every level, our methodology is deeply lacking in programming in computer science. We have a strong tendency to throw the students in at the deep end of the pool to say, here are some tools, go. And I think that's because we don't yet have any strong agreement or understanding of what the fundamental skills in programming are. We know that professional programmers work with certain kinds of tools in certain kinds of ways, and so we give those tools and ways to students and simplify them perhaps a little, but it's not clear to me that this reflects an understanding of what the core ideas of programming are. In fact, I think it clearly suggests that we don't clearly understand what the core ideas of programming are. To take a very obvious example, if you ask computer science professors, what are the basic ideas? What is the Maxwell's equation of computer science? You'll get a lot of disagreement and probably a lot of uncertainty. So it's fun to be working in a field where we don't yet know what the fundamental equations are, or what even the basic ideas and skills that we're trying to impart are. But it does mean that we have a hard time as a field providing a clear set of curricular instructions that would form the core of a cohesive high school computer science curriculum. It's also very hard these days to bring highly trained programmers into a high school setting. At least in this country, high school salaries are not competitive. Workloads are very high. And in general, what we see is that we do the best we can, which is what we always do, by finding faculty who are willing and interested and enthusiastic about teaching programming, rather than those with industry experience, those with higher level training. So it's not a surprise, perhaps, that high school computing courses tend to be quite bad. I'm going to end by saying that I do think there's some people out there that are doing a fantastic job. Some people that I know very well. Sort of in full disclosure, I'm sort of attached to some of this work. There is a project called Bootstrap World. Bootstrap. Their website is bootstrapworld.org, which focuses on programming as being an extension of the algebraic skills that are developed in math class, and much of their curriculum actually attaches to math classes and specifically fulfills stated Common Core math standards. So I think they're doing a great job, and I certainly hope that work becomes more widely used. Bootstrapworld.org. Otherwise, should you take one of these classes? Probably not. But I don't know. Yeah. Sure. Why not?